So far so good, but our project is looking pretty boring. So let's spruce it up by adding in some animations. To do this, we'll be creating a script called the animation controller. Its job will be to hold all of the frames of an animation and to cycle through those frames at speed. So, to start things off, we're going to create a new script and name it animation controller. The first thing we'll do within that is to include our generic library so that we're able to use the list type variable. The animation controller will require the following variables declared. To initialize our runtime variables, instead of using start, this time we'll be using awake. First, we need to write a way of cycling through a list of frames. So we'll write our play function. Next, we need a way to replay an animation that has already been played. Next, we need a way to enable or disable an animation. We also need a way to be able to change between animations. We're also going to need a way of changing the frame of the current animation. Next, we need a way of setting the delegate, which is a function that can be called at the end of each animation. We need a way of telling a sprite to start on the last frame of the animation, rather than its default. This is useful for Kong later on, who needs to throw a barrel as soon as the game starts. We also need a way of being able to grab what current animation and sprite is playing. And to finish off the animation controller, we need to make sure play is in the update function. We need the ability for animations to pause, because whenever the player destroys something with the hammer, the game and all its animations freeze while the pop animation continues playing, only resuming once it's done. So to achieve this, we've added a simple game state check to the animation controller's update function. However, we don't currently have that game state to check. So let's add it now into the level factory script. Because our game state variable is private, we're going to need a public access function to grab it from other scripts. With the animation controller now written, now it's time to use it. So let's go through some of the animations that we can set up now. Find the prefab for each of the following objects, and then attach the animation controller script and set the settings for each as they're listed in the document. Congratulations! You've finished Chapter 3. If you've done everything correctly, your project should compile and run. You should see everything you had from before, but now the enemy, the gum nut, the crab hole should all be animating. There are more animations we still need to set up, such as the crabs and the pop animation, along with the players, but we'll do all those at a later chapter when it's more appropriate.